Lilia? Captain? There are a lot of monsters in the cave, and I'm trapped here. By the way, why are you here? I got separated from the Shixo soldiers. On our way, we found some villagers chased by monsters. We wanted to save them, but more monsters came and we split. The next second, something in the dark popped up and grabbed Lilia. Rosa! Oh! I thought you were dead! We were about to save Kongming, but we ran into some villagers whose village was taken by those monsters. There were too many of these monsters and we couldn't beat them. We got trapped here and there's no way out. Hold on. Don't eat anything unclean. It's super yummy. Do you want a bite, Captain? Finally made it out. Are you alright? I know a place where you can eat to your heart's content. Moon Emberia. Kongming, I may have a way to avoid the kingdom conflict. Well, well. The legendary first Grand Seeress in the flesh. What an honor. You played us like a fiddle, Master Strategist. 1,000 years of wisdom on a little girl that couldn't look more than 12. Who would have thought? Hime, Corsair Queen, please remain calm. Shixo and Jormungand's sufferings all came from Hodo's explosion. But the beast is not Emberia's fault, and you're here because you believe Emberia diverted the damage to Jormungand. But what if Emberia is also a victim? That's a lie! Our soldiers are missing, and Hodo's explosion shifted the terrains of Jormungand and Shixo forever! Like we said in the letter, the troops didn't reach Emberia, and our envoys didn't make it back. Rosalia and Lilia, tell us what you've been through. We were about to save Kongming, but we ran into some villagers whose village was taken by monsters. We wanted to help, but more monsters came at us. Thunderous monster roars were felt all through the cave, but the Arch-Imperator and Corsair Queen didn't even blink. They're here again. I'll lead the soldiers to attack them from behind. Well, you've all seen what Jormungand has turned into now. We have a conclusion now, and there's no need to talk more. Guards, escort our guests. Corsair Queen, if another beast appears, how will you handle it then? Hold on, you mean there are other beasts like Hodo that may ravage the realm? You can overturn Emberia today, but when another beast comes, what will your chances be? And your missing soldiers are still trapped in the valley. Emberia can help find them if a deal is struck today. Emberia will honor the pact. Roam the realm. Kongming, I didn't know you were such an elegant liar. And the feeling is mutual. By the way, did you read some astrology books? Even I was almost fooled by you. Countdown. 9 seconds. Teleportation terminating. What? Not again, not now! My consciousness came back. That's enough. I won't be able to lift my legs with this on. Should we try? I pushed the door open, not knowing what to expect. Captain? Where have you been? Weird? This is weird. Yes, she's unmistakably Kongming, but right now she feels insanely different. Is it the festive atmosphere? Oh, I certainly won't mind if her happy-go-lucky side can last. Are you happy now? Happy? What? I couldn't stand your long face all the way, so I decided to tease you a bit. Now you're grinning like an idiot. I hope you're not getting any wrong ideas. Well, what wouldn't be too hard? Captain, are you up for a little challenge? I guess. What is it? We'll make a lantern that can fly like a bird. It's been a long time since I did this. I'm not sure if I can still make it work. It will fly. Technically, as long as the paper holds and the rosin burns, it can keep ascending. Take your time while I return to the Star Pavilion for a brush pen. Noises from the fair passed over. On the ornate tower, tens of hanging flower lanterns were dancing in the wind. But the next instant, the beams tumbled and Star Pavilion was set on fire. The sparks hit the trees nearby and the city turned red. I began to sprint. Heavy smoke engulfed the city, and the blissful cheesy lantern fair turned into a disaster movie. The block around the tower was full of wooden structures, and that allowed the fire to run wild unstoppably. Kongming! Rita! Teresa! Stay clear! The area is locked down to contain the fire. Do not approach. Have you seen Kongming? The guards are searching. Are you sure Her Majesty is here? I thought I had directed history to a happy ending. But everything I built fell apart in a wink like House of Cards. No, it's not over. It can't be over yet. Are you happy now? Happy? What do you mean? Words came out faster than my consciousness restored. My heart was racing like mad. I held my breath to avoid the smoke in my nose. My fingers still ached from the electric charge, and the cries were still lingering in my ears. And everything went quiet. The noises rushed in. Cries, laughter, shouts. The lively fair was reaching its height. Back to a few hours ago on the dreamlike Main Street. The Star Pavilion still stood tall amidst the bustling streets with dazzling flower lanterns dangling in the wind. I see. Previously, the pasts I went back to didn't have me in it, so it's more like a transfer. But this time, the past I've returned to had me in it, so my consciousness was directly overwritten on the old me. No, it's too soon to jump to the conclusion now. But it does look very much like what I presumed. Slightly relieved, I didn't even notice I was holding something and subconsciously let go. That's Memphis pudding! Hey, why did you drop them? That's when I saw all sorts of desserts dropped on the ground. Oh, sorry, I got carried away. Right. Last time, Kongming did nag me for a lot of desserts. I couldn't stand your long face all the way, so I decided to tease you a bit. Your dopey face made me think you took it seriously, but now I know your mind wandered elsewhere. Red bean mochi, 3. Sweet milky balls, 3. The numbers are correct. I'll let you off the hook this time. Still, the jostling crowds. Everything was exactly the same as last time. If I do nothing, history would only repeat itself. The Star Pavilion will explode and the streets will be consumed by fire. Before that happens, I must find the cause of the explosion. Yes, I must do something. And only I can do something. I looked to Kongming, who unfolded the paper cover of the freshly steamed mutton bun and began to enjoy it. I must alert Rita at the Star Pavilion, stop the prayers, and keep Kongming away from the explosion. I began to recall everything that went down the last time and think about how to lead Kongming to safety tactfully. Lanterns! Fabulous lanterns! For just a few coins! As the parade fleet roamed by, thousands of lanterns lit up the sky like the stars. The whole world had gone festive. Lanterns. Right, lanterns! Kongming, there's something on my mind. Oh? What is it? These lanterns look really nice, but I feel something is lacking. What? You expect them to fly like birds? Kongming gave exactly the same answer as before. Well, that wouldn't be too hard. Captain, are you up for a little challenge? Yes. What comes next starts with making a lantern. I guess. What is it? We'll make a lantern that can fly like a bird. For that, we'll need some thin papers. I think we can find it at one of the stores. Thin papers and rosin can all be bought up from the street, but bamboo threads can only be found outside the city. That's what I learned from the last time. Yes, we need thin papers, rosin and bamboo threads too. We can buy the thin papers and rosin here, but bamboo threads can only come from the bamboo grove outside the city. Bamboo whittling. I can't remember the last time I did it. Captain, let's go and make some bamboo threads together. I tried to avoid her expectant eyes, for I knew I couldn't stay beside her this time. The explosion will take place in the city, and she will stay safely in the bamboo grove when it happens. No, splitting up makes faster progress. I'll get the thin papers and rosin while you whittle some bamboo threads. This way we can make more than one. When the prayers are over, we can fly our lanterns on top of the Star Pavilion. That's not a bad proposal from you. Good. We'll meet again at the city gate later. After I sent Kongming off with my lingering eyes, I turned around and started to make for the Star Pavilion. Under the night sky, the lanterns of the tower wiggled like twinkling stars. I saw a guard walking out of the gate. Captain? Where's the Chancellor? Please follow me. Captain, shouldn't you be with Her Majesty's company? What urgent business brought you here? May I have a word? Rita waved the guards off. Please speak your mind, Captain. You have my complete trust. Will you take my word for it if I say bombs have been planted in this building? This pavilion is for ceremonial purposes and heavily guarded. No one can set foot in without official permission. We'll find out if someone has broken in pretty soon. Captain's intel defies common logic. But then again, Captain yourself is someone surrounded by irregularities. This time, I can't really say I'm surprised. You're a remarkable person, and I choose to put my faith in you one more time. Guards, warn Teresa-sama. Evacuate the building and clear the streets. Captain, where's Her Majesty now? She's in the bamboo grove outside the city now. We planned to make lanterns out of bamboo before I came here. A sound plan. Her Majesty would be safer there with the protection of the shadow guards. Well, I can rest my worries and search the explosives here with Captain. You don't have to stay here, Rita. The whole Empire is at stake. It's the call of my duty. But I am greatly in your debt, Captain. You care deeply about the Empire and saved us all from destruction. Please accept my humble gratitude. Oh, shoot. I'm gonna restart.
戦場のお掃除を始めさせていただきます。招かれざるお客様ですね。
That's better. Ah!
お目覚めを、競争の主よ。 安心ください。館長様は私
Oh,
がお
that
守りし
hurts.
ます。招かれざるお客様と
Ah.
かしこ
All explosives have been cleared. Much obliged for your assistance, Captain. But I still find it unusual. The explosives are in small numbers, and not very well concealed. The strange thing is no one found out. 1 hour before the ceremony, I'd personally inspect the environment and equipment. It's unlikely that I'd miss this. Strange. Rita's inspection should be enough to root out the explosives, even for the last time. This means the Star Pavilion is not going to explode itself, and... The horrible thought froze me and soaked my back with cold sweat. Think hard! I must have overlooked something important. The explosives we found are not nearly enough to shake the foundation of the Star Pavilion. Last time, the whole city was on fire, a horrifying view I wish I never have to see again. The wooden structure of the pavilion can indeed help the fire grow. Thinking back now, when the burned beam hit my back, I also heard a strain of explosions. Among the screams, cries, and desperate shouts for help, there are other explosives! It's a trap! Other explosives? You mean the ones we found are only a distraction to drop our guard? Yes, and the explosives are very likely hidden in plain sight and overlooked by everyone. The city bell rang and I counted 9. Each sank my heart even deeper. Captain? I climbed onto the window frame and took a lantern from the eaves. The paper and the bamboo threads looked normal. This lantern burns wax instead of rosin, but it's still common for lanterns of this type. To take a closer look, I blew out the fire. Break the wax, slowly and carefully. Another guard took out a knife to carve out the outer layer. As white wax fell off, a black fluid began to drip. This is not common wax. It's rock oil. Everyone was shocked in disbelief. Rock oil burns longer than wax, but it's also far more volatile and explosive. Someone replaced the wax with rock oil, purposefully and skillfully. Only the lower part of the candle was infused with rock oil. It takes a while before the top part burns out and detonates the lantern. The explosion was timed to take place precisely when the celebration reaches its climax. Alert everyone! Snuff out all the lanterns in the Star Pavilion, and the whole city! Grand Chancellor, the citizens are being evacuated. Who is behind this? What is their purpose? The lanterns are our only lead, but there's no way to narrow it down. More lanterns at the fair than we can possibly count, and we can't track down every lantern maker in the city. Rita's eyes glittered on hearing lantern maker. Thank you for reminding me, Captain. Of all the craftsmen that came to Moon and Beria lately, there's one lantern maker that stands out. His lanterns have novel looks and last longer than the others. That's why he's exceptionally popular now. If he can adjust the formula of the candle to control the burning speed, he can certainly make explosive candles and fit them into lanterns for everyone to buy. Find the craftsman! The gleaming and glittering fair dimmed down. Guards were trying to restore order to the streets. Lanterns! Fabulous lanterns! For just a few coins! The peddling craftsman's voice sounded in the alley. The black cloak and black umbrella were unmistakable. He was surrounded with his back against the wall. Rosalia and Lily, do you still remember what the villagers looked like? No? But the leader was a man in black. He was holding a black umbrella on a nice and sunny day. Guards approached slowly with their spears, but the craftsman didn't seem to mind and walked to us casually. "Wanna buy a lantern? The only Bagua lanterns in town." A wind blew by. "The lantern turns with the wind, back and forth. Looks like no more business for me today. This is the last Bagua lantern, and you can have it." He flung the lantern at me, but I didn't catch it. A spear thrust through it, and rock oil began to drip from the tip. The lantern was a distraction. He tried to climb onto the wall, but a scythe got in his way. Rita came down from above, and the craftsman slid back to miss the scythe by a hair, but the edge met his face. No blood was spilled. Only a human skin mask broke in half and fell down. Behind the mask there was another mask. "Who are you? Who sent you? What's your purpose?" "I'm faceless and nameless." "Never mind. We have 100 ways to make you talk, but I must warn you they might hurt a little." "I assume you have cleared all of the city. Pity that the fireworks I longed to see are not happening today." But if you think that's my purpose, you cannot be more wrong." "What?" He suddenly burst into a fit of disturbing laughter. "My purpose is like the Bagua lantern. Do not confuse the cause and effect. Quick, open his mouth!" The guards swarmed to him, but it's too late. The craftsman's head drooped down and his breath went out. "Search him!" The guards came back with a sealed potion, and inside the potion was a transparent liquid. A poison without color or odor. A well-thought-out operation. "Grand Chancellor, all of the lanterns in the city have been put out. The explosive lanterns are no longer a problem, and the craftsman is dead. This should be the end of it. But somehow, the craftsman's last words unsettle me greatly. Grand Chancellor, we can't find Her Majesty at the city gate." "Kongming?" "Right! I need to make sure she's safe." "All uncertainties have been eliminated, but I still couldn't be relieved until I see her." "Maybe Her Majesty is having a good time whittling bamboo and lost track of time. Captain, I'll go with you." The hour for fireworks drew near, but the crowds were rushing out of the city. Kongming stood by the road on tiptoes, anxiously searching for Captain among the crowds. "I wonder if this dress and sky lantern can remind Captain of the past. What took him so long? Is he lost? I probably should go and find him. He's unbelievable. I might as well buy papers and rosin myself. I'm not waiting for him all night like a fool." She carefully protected the lantern and trudged against a panicked crowd, making her way to the Star Pavilion. Strange. All the lanterns went out? Why is everyone... Excuse me, coming through. What happened? Where's Captain now? Ouch! Kongming was too absorbed in her thoughts that she bumped into someone. "Oh, sorry." Kongming rubbed her forehead in the embarrassment and stepped aside, but only to be seized by the arm. "Gotcha!" The low voice was only meant to be heard between them two. "Huh?" Intense pain spread from her chest and shot up every nerve to freeze her on the spot and halt her breath. You are..." His face was familiar, but Kongming couldn't put a name to it. The stranger walked behind Kongming's back casually and whispered something in a low voice. What's he talking about? Why did we... Kongming felt her consciousness escaping her in her dribs and drabs. Impossible. The stranger laughed mockingly before disappearing in the crowd. Finally catching her breath, Kongming found the world falling back from her in slow motion. Then she lost her balance and hit the cobblestone ground. She couldn't breathe. She couldn't move. Life was draining away from her while her brain still stumbled to function. A familiar figure came close. She couldn't see clearly, but she believed that's him. The flower lantern she had carefully protected along the way was lying on the ground, trampled and torn. Kongming gasped desperately to catch her breath. Mr. Assassin! Run! It's dangerous! Fragmented memories began to flow through Kongming's head. In these memories, there were always people by her side. People who protected her, spoiled her, and trusted her unconditionally. It's a shame I won't be able to see the fireworks this year. The bustling crowd merged in with the stars into blurred but warm light, and the calling gradually faded away. I'm feeling warmer now. I'll rest a bit now. Clink. A jade potion fell down from the tower and broke, with the poison drops it contained seeping into the ground. The correction is done. The poisoning the wine won't be necessary now. On the tower, a man in black overlooked the city behind the rail. The right path leads to the right destination, and the wrong path leads to the wrong destination. We were brought by the path and share the path with her. Now our purpose has been fulfilled, and there's no reason for our existence anymore. The man in black sighed deeply and took off. People come and go. Light brightens and dims. With a short bell chime, the man in black walked into the dark night and vanished. Meanwhile, countless men in black elsewhere in the world also vanished. Nobody knew when they came, and nobody knew when they were gone.